Welcome, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here again, and I'm excited to get to some of the questions. Question from the wonderful Rob Gray. Rob is a continual member of the circle of people that, for me, are doing so much to, well, help people awaken from the meaning crisis. Rob's a wonderful person. Check out his channel. I think it's called The Meditating Philosopher. Chris Masterpietro has been on there. I just saw one with Rick Rapetti. He's been on there. Excellent. So Rob, and Rob is leading several practices. I know he does a regular philosophical fellowship practice. I think he also does some dialectic into dialogos. So get to know Rob. He is a good soul doing good work. So Rob is saying, I'm reading a book right now called Dancing in the Streets, A History of Collective Joy, and wondered if you ever looked at dance, singing, or other enacted forms of relating through these modes of expression to self, other, world. It mentions drumming in inviting people to dance, distracting the propositional mind, and disrupting ordinary time. For example, as elements more or less common to transformative or sacred dancing rituals, right? So distracting the propositional mind and disrupting ordinary time. Are there any good analogies or examples in Plato, Neoplatonism, 4E Sci that might support this? Most importantly, do you like to dance, or when's the last time you danced, other than your verbal dances with Guy Senstock, etc.? So dancing. I'm not very. I'm socially phobic, so dance is like really challenging for me. But I've been in situations with my partner, and she dances. She's Persian, and so she and I found that if I did sort of Tai Chi Chuan moves to music and also sort of imitated what was doing around me, that I could do that style of dancing, and that was really cool for me. It was really fun. She's such an amazing woman. My life is infinitely better with her in it. So I have a little bit of experience with that. I've had when I was doing my shiatsu training, we were getting taught by a Sufi master, and we did a Sufi chant with the drumming, and so I've had a bit of experience with that. I also do chanting. You know that, Rob. I taught that in the meditating and cultivating wisdom with John Vervaeke course. So I chant. I chant both when I'm just doing as a practice, a standalone practice within my ecology of practices, but I also chant as a part of doing Lectio Divina and, as you know, Rob, philosophical fellowship. So there's that. I do the poetry. So I did a bit of training with Tantra, and there was this interesting kind of dance thing you do that's very much like jazz movement. I should pick that practice up again. I left that practice off because at one point my ear got bad, and that practice was a little too challenging for my ear. My ear's a little bit more stable, and so I want to first of all thank you, Rob, for bringing that up. I think I'll go back and bring that practice back in. But the main point of your question is all the versions I do of that outside of philosophical fellowship and outside the dancing I've done with my partner, with her family. I'm doing them in solitary, and I really get your point. That doing this collectively could be very powerful. I mean, that goes back to shamanism, and the communal chanting and drumming and dancing as powerful ways. I don't know of anybody who's done work on the practice of it, but Mithrin and others. So get the book, The Singing Neanderthals, and then get by Mithrin, and then get Arbib's book on the origin of language. Arbib basically argues for gesture and pantomime being the thing that bridged between animal communication systems and full-blown language. So that's why gesture is still with us. And then Mithrin talks about the proposal of musa-language, that music and language have a common ancestry. And then, and this is what I've proposed, by the way, you can put those together. You can put the sort of ancestry of gesture, the deep cognitive ancestry of gesture, and the deep cognitive ancestry of musa language together, and you get song and dance out of that. And so I recommend taking a look at that. So thank you very much for your excellent question, Rob.
Saruman believes that it is only a great power that can hold evil in check. But that is not what I have found. I found it is the small things, everyday deeds of ordinary folk that keeps the darkness at bay. Simple acts of kindness and love. Why Bilbo Baggins? Perhaps it is because I'm afraid. But it gives me courage.